Today I wanted to do a new type of video. I'm going to talk about why currently Master Yi is fundamentally broken in the game right now. I'm going to talk about two different builds. First, I'll be talking about the Taric and Master Yi combo, and also about the general problems with Yi right now around Conqueror and Rageblade. Now, Master Yi has been slowly creeping up the ban list, sort of perma-tier status. He's up at almost 50% now, and if you're playing in Diamond Plus, you generally see him banned every game. The most visible problem Yi has had recently is especially around Reddit. People have been talking about the Taric plus Yi strat, which, if you don't know about it, is when people pick Taric mid lane, take a support item, and let Yi farm mid, as well as his jungle. Now, this fundamentally breaks one of Yi's weaknesses, which is counter jungle him early. You just get mid farm, so it's super hard to shut down Yi, and you can also tower dive. This is similar to the old Kale with Ardent strat, which you saw before, but this time it's mid lane and just seems to be working effectively at every elo. And the other build is the Essence Reaver build, which is a more independent build that people are just playing all in every elo in ranked right now. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about why Taric Yi is so unhealthy for the game, because it's most often seen as a sort of boosting strategy where much higher elos will be elo players are crushing worse players, and is just particularly efficient because Yi is so unstoppable if you get ahead. But the fundamental part of this is Taric Yi is a problem because it takes a lot higher skill to beat than most League players have any chance of doing, even in Diamond, like I play in. Yi has the fundamental problem of he's much harder to play versus than play as. He's very easy to get a minimum level of skill out of. Right now I'm going to show the Essence Reaver build in case people aren't familiar with that. I leveled it up wrong, but it doesn't matter too much. Now, this is Essence Reaver. After press Alt, your cooldowns go down lower. This would be a normal build. People often will skip Devourer to go straight to Essence Reaver first item, but I'm just going to put this here for now just to show off the item. Really? Okay. Spawn enemy dummy. Here we go. It's pretty easy to see why this is a problem with Yi's cooldown on Q becoming so low. The counterplay to Yi traditionally is always CC him, and we're going to be coming back to this a lot. To beat Yi, you need to be able to CC him and focus him down. He's squishy, and his only real defense is his W, which hard CC will interrupt. The problem with the Essence Reaver build, making it so hard to beat, is he will be just untargetable for too long. He's spending too much time, too low Q cooldown, he will be dodging your CC, it's pretty easy. This takes a little bit of skill, but it's really not too... It's much easier for someone who's playing Yi to learn how to time his Q to dodge CC than it is for a team to coordinate around shutting him down. Generally, Yi has historically not been too much of a problem with this sort of build, because you can shut him down early in the jungle with counter jungling, and you see his worst matchups are things like Udyr and Shaco, I guess, which means that you're just denying him from taking farm. Yi has always been a 2+ item champion to turn online, but taking mid farm, you really can't do much against this without being at a level much higher than the level than the Yi Taric players require to succeed. So it's just really hard to play versus, even up to the highest elos. And the other problem I want to talk about is, first I'm going to show off an old clip from someone who isn't very good at League. I found this on just someone's YouTube channel from searching for this. This is the old Sated Devourer build. This was the part of the time where Yi was probably historically the most broken. This was when he could build Sated Devourer and practically full tank afterwards. You see the issue there? He just killed people basically 1v3 while being focused down and still doing obscene amounts of damage. This is where we come back to with Yi's current problem, which is Rageblade, and he can pretty much build whatever he wants after that. This is especially due to Conqueror enabling him and his true damage. This is a target dummy with 100 armor, and Yi is just completely melting it. Tanks just stand no chance versus that, which comes back to why just CC him doesn't work, because if he gets to like a build like this, he's now got 3000 armor, and CCing him temporarily doesn't really even work. Still hitting 2 attack speed with just 2 damage items. And yeah, this is insanely hard to beat once he gets to this stage in the game, which again he can skip to by farming mid lane. Now I just want to touch on why is this currently a problem. Lots of these things around Yi currently being broken have been in the game for a long time. You could have picked a support mid lane and just let Yi farm it for a while, but a couple of things in the meta have particularly made Yi a problem right now. First is AD carries have been made a lot weaker early game, especially requiring more items to come online. This means that Yi is a lot harder to kill early game, I think might be a fair assessment, because even if you CC him, compared to maybe Caitlyn previously headshotting him, put a trap down, kill him in one hit after she got 2 items, lots of things taking a lot more time to come online, and at the same time, other AD carries that aren't crit builds, so things like Lucian and Jhin, who can still kill Yi early game, get really outscaled a lot harder. Yi becomes easily one source of damage for a team that you can't really keep up with. Especially when he gets tanky like this, it's a lot harder for non-crit carries to kill anything that is building tanky. The anti-tank items people just aren't building at the moment. Anything anti-tank just isn't in meta. I'm not sure if that's really why Yi is doing so well, but it means why he's sort of got an unstoppable late game. That's not really affecting how he gets to that late game, but the general meta is more friendly to Yi getting to that stage. And maybe my analysis of that isn't the best, but the next fundamental problem, which has been for a while, is jungle camps. They take too long to spawn, so previously if Yi was power farming the jungle, you just wouldn't see Yi until like 20 minutes. He'd happily be going up and down the jungle, ignoring his team, picking up farm to carry after 20 minutes, and he hit 2 items. But now you can get pretty much the same gold while having time to gank because camps take so long. So now if Yi gets a kill or 2, he snowballs and can take over the game incredibly quickly. I would like to see jungle camp timers go down, maybe allowing more gold income in the jungle if you're power farming, and taking it away from junglers who just do some camps and then camp a lane for ages. I think that's a fairly common sentiment, that camps take far too long to spawn now. Then just finishing up, I think this video would be useful, I hope. I think if you follow Reddit and I guess the metagame in general, a lot of what I've been over might be fairly well known, but I kind of wanted to make a video about why just CC Yi, or Yi being a noob stomping champion down in bronze, isn't really the case, and why he's an issue at every elo right now. He becomes maybe even more of a problem higher up, because at higher elo, stuff that has low to zero counterplay when strong is often picked a lot more. Things like Maokai always get picked in pro play because of their reliability, and at the moment Yi is far too reliable in doing what he does, especially if you have, say, the Taric mid to siphon farm into him. He's just really low counterplay, which, although is good in bronze, it's also good at every elo. Low counterplay is another word for reliable, is something people underestimate. It's mostly, I guess, people like gold and platinums I mostly see saying stuff like, unironically, Yi is so easy, just CC him, bro. It's much more complicated than that to deal with, and I think we'll be seeing some Yi changes or fundamental changes around Rageblade or Conqueror coming soon. I have a feeling Conqueror might lose its bonus AD. I could see that happening, because Yi doesn't need to get so many damage items, because he has really strong AD ratios now, because of the last time this happened. They nerfed his E and his R giving E a much lower base damages, but Yi practically gets all of these base damages he was tier 0 broken over back when he gets Conqueror online. The AD from Conqueror pretty much gives him all his old base damage back. So it lets him build tank, and he's even better than before versus tank killing anyone with resist because he does so much true damage now. Right, I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments, so yeah, hope that was useful.